You've reached your destination.
Hello, friends. Welcome to There and Back podcast with Cassidy and Shavana. Today is my birth week, I guess, as I would call it. And so today is going to be an episode. We're going to do 23 books that I loved in the past 2 years. I'm not going to include books from 2012 that are the Hunger Games. We all loved those. I don't need to tell everybody about it. But I just thought it'd be something fun. We also have a super fun November episode related to books coming out. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of just round this all in together. And also you can add some books to your TBR. So you're welcome.
Hi everybody. It's really early. I'm tired.
We also haven't recorded in 2 weeks. I almost forgot. I was like, what do I say? I was
Oh
like,
my
what
gosh.
did I say?
But happy birthday, Cassidy.
Thank you, thank
This will be a
you.
fun episode. Should we do our peaks and pits?
Of course, of course. Would you like me to start or do you want to start?
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh gosh. Okay. So my peak is obviously it's the week of my birthday, which will be so fun. But I will say also a really tired gal. I worked 62 hours last week between both jobs, which to be fair, that means I have a lot of money this week because I get paid from both jobs this coming Friday. So I'll have a lot of money for my birthday on Saturday. So not fully complaining, I did say yes. Neither of them forced me. It was me saying yes. But I am tired. So I think this morning is gonna be not even a rot morning. I think it's gonna be a deep clean my apartment morning because I just didn't get that. My siblings were here this weekend too. So I just felt like I didn't get to stop. My pet, oh, I don't know. I have this weird feeling in my throat, but we did just wake up. So I guess that could maybe be my pit. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. I don't think I am. Probably not. Also, side note, in Florida, it's finally cold. I woke up shivering last night, which I do have a very heavy fan. But I was like, wow. So I went to check outside on my thermostat right there, and it said it was 69 in here. And I was like, whoa. And I dropped my air down to 72, but it was so cold outside and I live high up that it made my apartment that cold. So I had to drop my fan, which never happens. I was literally shivering. But that's a positive is this week it's supposed to only go up to 80 max and drop. It's gonna be 60s in the morning, which I love. Which I know you've already had that for 3 weeks. Don't brag. Don't brag.
It's funny because my peak is I was in Canada this weekend visiting family and it was actually really very nice. I'm like, how do I put this? I'm getting to know them, I guess, or building my relationship with them.
Yeah.
And so they threw in a bunch of their family traditions over the weekend to
Okay, I need you to
involve me.
explain that cake because that cake
Yeah.
sounds scrumptious.
So my birthday was in September, and I guess they have a birthday cake they do for every birthday. That's a chocolate coffee cake, and they put coffee in both the cake and the icing. And it was very good. And so they had me bring a piece home. So I have a piece in the fridge still, but very good cake. But very sweet of them to do that. And what I was saying, but it kind of related to your temperature thing, is that it was actually warmer there over the weekend than it is here right now, which was wild to me. I thought it would be, yeah. It's on the West Coast, so I guess maybe that's why. I don't know. But
Probably.
yeah, my pit no, my pit is that I have a very busy week this week and I'm a little overwhelmed, but we're gonna make it through. It's gonna be fine. Yeah,
This weekend you celebrate with your grandma, right? That'll be so fun.
yeah.
That'll be fun. It'll be worth it. All right, what is your medium minute?
My medium minute, I kind of have two. So
Okay.
I finished Fourth Wing last week and I'm waiting patient. Well, I'm really excited for the next book. So that was a really good book. And then while I was in Canada, we actually started watching, they put on a show, Only Murders in the Building.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it or I hadn't seen it before, so now I'm a little hooked. I'm currently watching Gilmore Girls, so I'll have to figure out when I'm gonna watch that show too. We'll see. But
There's only
it's fun.
3 seasons, and in my opinion, the third season sucked. So I haven't even watched it. I stopped watching because I was like, I liked a better one too. I'm just gonna leave it here in my memory than whatever they're trying to do. My medium in it, I don't think I really have one. I haven't really watched any movies or done anything exciting. I guess you'd say my medium in it is I tried to get Morgan Wallen tickets for me, my siblings, and Connor, and it was really expensive. So we could have afforded them, but we just like decided no, like the holidays come, we have to buy people Christmas gifts. We're not buying ourselves a $700 ticket. Like that's wild.
$700
So,
tickets each?
It was the floor, to be fair. It was, but that's a lot.
Still, it's a lot.
Yeah. And then I was gonna have to be the one who put it on my credit card, and then I would have just cried looking at my credit card until everybody paid me back because it would have been like 2,500 on my credit card for a concert.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah. But otherwise, I haven't really been in my TV era. I've just been so busy. I don't even think I've turned my TV on since like last week. It's fine.
All right, so we're gonna kick off the episode. As we said, it's Cassidy's birthday this weekend. Well, by the time this episode comes out, it was last weekend, but super excited for her. She's gonna share her favorite 23 books for her 23rd year. Go ahead.
I feel like this is kind of on brand for me because I feel like everybody, at least people that like know me, I always have my Kindle on me. It's like my emotional support item. All right, so I'm gonna do this in order of currently read to like last read. So like the 23rd will be like one that I read beginning of last year, but it's gonna be my 2022 and 2023 so far roundup. I read 106 books so far in those 2 years. So number 1, Divine Rivals. I'm not gonna explain the book, but I'm just gonna say this one was compared to Fourth Wing, and you guys are all stupid. There's nothing comparable to Fourth Wing. I feel like a lot of people are nervous to read it due to the fact that it's compared to Fourth Wing, and it's not similar. I don't know who, what, why, where compared it. It shouldn't be. Next, The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I love Rebecca Yarros. That's the Fourth Wing author. This book, I've like cried from a book, like tears like fell. I've never like sobbed from a book. I'll just pull up a picture if you're watching on YouTube. I've never sobbed from a book like like literally like shaking in my boots, crying. This book, it ruined me. It is my Roman Empire. I think about it like still. Let's see. I thought I had a picture. Here's me finishing the book. I think there's one more. Oh, maybe not. I thought I had one more picture. The other one was actually, oh, here we go. This was me during the epilogue. So it was a great book though. All right. My next one is Things We Left Behind. That's the third Knock 'Em Out series book by Lucy Score. And I loved all of them, but the third one was definitely my favorite. So that's a good series though. So most of these are on KU. So if you're a Kindle girly listening, majority are on KU on this list because that's what I basically read off of. So next one, it's called The Score. It's by Elle Kennedy. It's in The Deal. There's like a series. She had the Briar You series, and she's actually taking The Deal, the main characters from The Deal, which is the first book, and making a series called The Graham Effect, which is the main guy's last name, which is this new series is gonna be called The Graham Effect, and it's about their daughter actually in college, I think, or high school. So that'll be kind of cute. Next one is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. The first one, I loved it. The second one, I did like, but I just thought it was like 200 pages too long. I don't know if she like purposely just tried to make them around the same page count, but it was just a little too long. And I actually have talked to a couple people who've also read it and they agreed. So sorry, friends. My next one is called Out on a Limb. There is a pregnancy trope. Some people don't really love like the accidental pregnancy trope, but it's in there. So that's just my little PSA to the world. That one does have it, but it's still a really cute story. So, and it was one of those quick reads for sure. Like it was more one of those, like the writing wasn't amazing, but it was like a Colleen Hoover style, like you chug it in a day. You can like add in, I feel bad. I'm just like, go.
I haven't read any of these.
Oh, okay. Next one is Call It What You Want. It's by Alyssa D. I don't want to say her last name. It's the girl on TikTok who decided to write a book, and she did write a book, and it's doing very well. It's a very good book. It's one of those books that like I think all of us need to read post college and post high school because it's one of those books we needed and like was our life in high school and college. So great read. Next one, In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. It was like one of the first reads. I don't know if anybody has Prime and knows about first reads, which is like when you get to download one free book per month. That's like about to come out the following month, like the month, so like October, the book should be coming out in November. So In the Likely Event, so sad. Does have a plane crash. Some people don't like that either. PSA. Next one, Fourth Wing. This is what got me into Rebecca Yarros. Sean already kind of talked about it in this episode. The next one comes out in like 2 weeks. Also, side note, Connor got me a custom copy. I only know this got lost in the mail and Connor's freaking out if it wasn't going to get here on time. the lady was very kind. She ordered a new one. It's already here. She was great. But I don't know if everybody on TikTok has seen like the Untitled Red Tower book. I did pre-order it on Target just in case, and now they're saying it's a copy of Fourth Wing with the sprayed edges because like she wanted to release more. So I think I might just have two Fourth Wings potentially, but it has an extra 2 chapters, so maybe that'll be good. I don't. It's still untitled. Nobody actually knows yet. It's sold out.
Oh, she's
But
adding two chapters?
like exclusive, yeah. Which is what Sarah J. Maas does for Crescent City if you buy them from certain places. All right, next one, Kingdom of Ash. It's the last Throne of Glass book. I just loved that we got like a finale, or not a finale. I guess that sounds silly. Like we did get like closure because in ACOTAR she's not done, Crescent City is not done. So it was so nice just like get the closure. It was sad. The book was so sad. I cried. Like those were like my eyes filled with tears cries. But that was a sad book because I was so connected to these characters.
I'm on book 3 of that
So
series.
that's my next one,
I'm
actually.
fully invested.
Yeah, my next one is Heir of Fire. That was my favorite one, and it's funny because a lot of people that's their least favorite. Like if you look at all the reviews, everybody dislikes Heir of Fire the most, or
Really?
Tower of Dawn. Yeah,
At the end of book 2, it's like, okay, I need the next one.
yeah, for
It
sure.
gives you like, yeah,
like the cliffhanger moment, kind of, sort of.
yes.
But yeah, Heir of Fire was probably my favorite one. It was the one that like made me like kick my feet, like gasp, like the most. Loved it. The next one is called The Right Move. Siobhan and I read this for book club like way back when. I'm
I
saying
really
that
like that
as
one too.
yeah, that was a great one. The third one is coming out in the series, I think in November, December. I don't know. Don't fact check me. Somebody go fact check me if you're listening. My next one is the Housemaid series. It's by Frida McFadden. She's a thriller author. Somebody in my book club reading a book of hers, not that one, a book of hers this month for book club for October. Somebody called her the Colleen Hoover of thrillers, and I have to agree. Not that like she writes like Colleen Hoover, she writes a little bit better. No offense to Colleen Hoover, but it's more she just like pumps them out. Like there's a billion. She just pumps those girls out. Next one is the Kane Brothers series. I don't shut up about this one. If you haven't heard me talk about it, you must not have listened to a book episode ever. The first one is a Not So Meet Cute. There's 3 of them. It's a trilogy. It's a Finnish trilogy. It's amazing. I love her. It's Megan Quinn. I've read like probably 8 of her books. Love her. The next one, The Infinity Between Us. It's a good summer beachy read. I read it in the summer. So that was a good one. I think it was on KU. Next one, Daisy Jones and the Six. I know you read that one. That was a great one. They made it into a TV show too. So that's
I
super
still have the
funky
soundtrack on my phone.
I think I do too. It hasn't shuffled through surprisingly, but I think I do too. Next one, we're on 14, friends. We're doing well. Or no, we're way past 14. Whatever. Next one is Archer's Voice. We also read this one for a book club.
Okay.
I love Mia Sheridan. Hi, Queen. Love you. And my next one is A Thousand Boy Kisses. We also have talked about this one on the episodes before. That's a tearjerker.
I was gonna say, you said you haven't cried like that, but I was ugly crying in this book, I think.
A Thousand Boy Kisses, like I kept crying, but like when I read the last letter, I literally had my blanket and like needed to blow my nose. I was crying so bad. Like, like you would think I was at a funeral. Like you would literally think I was at somebody's funeral. Like I had to clean my sheets in the morning. I was like, these are probably gross. Should probably clean my bed.
Yum.
Yeah. Next one. I just put the whole ACOTAR series. I had somebody ask me the other day, not the other day, it was like a month ago, like now that I've read all 3, which one was my favorite? And I still, one, they asked which one was my favorite ACOTAR. Still couldn't tell you. I think it's 3, maybe it's 2. I liked them all. She did a good job writing
3
them.
and 5 were I think the best in the series, but
I liked 5, but I wish it was just like the littlest bit less horny. Like I wish there's more plot.
Yeah, I agree. And I think 3 was my favorite of the series, but I don't know. The series was so good.
Yeah. But I do think Throne of Glass. So I love all the characters of ACOTAR, but I think that I do like Throne of Glass as a series better. Like their world building and everything is just insane, and like the depth that it goes through because there's 8 of them like 8 books is insane. Next one is In 5 Years. It's by Rebecca. Hold on, I think Rebecca something with an S. Sure. I don't know. It's too early. My eyes can't see. I have like 30 books over there. That's another great book. That one also, I'm not like a big like I'll read a romance, but like the books that really got me and I give 5 stars are the ones that like emotionally make me feel the book. So that's why a lot of these I'm like, oh, it made me tear up because like that's a good book. Like these are all 5 stars that in my KU. or not my queue, in my Goodreads.
I love a book that
So
I continue to think about. Like if I
that's what I'm saying, like that you actually
like
feel the emotions of.
yeah, if I'm just like sitting, I'm like, oh yeah, that book. Like I'm like, oh, that was a good book.
No, I keep thinking about the last letter. Like the other day, I don't know if you ever do this with books, but I was like, oh, what was that book or TV show? And I like rethought the whole plot in my head and I was like, wow, so good. And then I was like, oh my gosh, wait, that was the book I literally just read. Like, what are you doing? Do you ever do that? It's like, wait, that's what you just read. Like, what are you doing? I do that all the time. I'll be like, this mini plot line. And then I'm like, did I watch that? Did I see that in person? I like almost forget for a second. I'm like, oh my God, that was the amazing book that I just finished.
Or when you're reading the book and like you're doing something else, you're like, oh, I want to go finish the book. Those are
Yeah.
good books too.
Yeah. See, I have this problem where I binge read 4 books in a row and then I don't read for like 2 or 3 days. And then I binge read 2 or 3 books and then I don't read for a couple days. So my next one is Reminders of Him. That was the first book ever in the past 2 years to like make me kind of have like that sad feeling. And I was like, holy, I forgot how much like books were crack. I've always loved to read. You can ask anybody when I was like super little. I've always loved to read, had a huge bookshelf. But when we got to college, I don't know why. I think I almost just like forgot about it. Like there's obviously books or whatever, but like I don't know. I just like forgot I like to read. And I remember like that was one of them that I was like, wow, like books are crack and like books make you enter like your own little world. Because like you enter the world with them. Like I will say the Knock 'em Out series, the Things Left Behind series, I put myself in their little world all the time. Like I don't know if anyone else does that, but like I'm part of their world. That series is like a small town little feel, and I'm like, oh, I live there too. Don't forget about me.
Yeah.
So my next
That
one
was a
is
good book
to
too. Sorry.
yeah.
What?
No, you're fine. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I like that. I really like that book. That's what I'm saying. I don't get the Colleen Hoover slander. Yes, her writing isn't good. Her writing is very easy, but it's because she cranks them out. So like therefore she's not gonna change a word to a bigger word because she's just cranking them out, sending them to a publisher, they're getting published. You know? But her stories still definitely like hook you in, and the way she writes, like she has a good hook, always.
Always.
Unless it's never or whatever that book was
No,
about.
that one hooked me in the beginning and then it just
Oh,
kind of
no. And then my last one, my 23rd one, is Made for This Moment by Maddie Pruitt. I guess now she's Maddie Pruitt Trout. She got married since writing this book. She actually just published her next book. So I just bought it the other day. I'm only like maybe 50 pages in, 60 pages in, because those types of books, it's kind of supposed to be more of like a you actually think about it type of book. Like it's religious, so there are like if anybody's like listening, it is a really good book, but it does have like Bible quote, like the Bible quoted a lot in there. So if that is not your type of book, maybe don't go get this one. But if that is your type of book, it's great. It really makes you think. And yeah, the next one that I'm reading now is the other one is Lexi has the first one right now, so I can't show it. But this is the second one. It's The Love Everybody Wants. And it says what you're looking for is already yours, which I thought most religious people like save themselves for marriage, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, this may not be my book because like I just didn't, and that's okay. But then I read the back and it's more about like the love you have, like the love everyone wants, and then like what you're looking for is already yours. It's supposed to be like about your connection to yourself, which I honestly thought it was gonna be more about like the waiting for the right guy. Because Maddie was on The Bachelor. She was on Pilot Pete's season with Hannah Ann, if anybody watched that one. If that's a better connection for people. So I really like her books because it's just one of those books that like you have self-reflection. That's a great word to put. But yeah, so those are I'm like looking at my list. If anybody's wondering where I've been looking down all episode, I wrote myself a little list. So that is my 23 favorite reads in the past 2 years. Honorable mention, The Hunger Games. I feel like any age you read those are just awesome. Also, I have a good read, so like if anybody wants to add me, go for it, girl. Boy, whoever you are.
I guess that's something we could link in our book episode descriptions or whatever.
I just
Show
want to know if there's
notes.
a way to make ourselves well. I hope everybody loved listening. I hope maybe you got a book or two added. Maybe
Yeah.
I said a book or two that you absolutely despised, and that's okay. Everybody reads different books. Don't judge a book by its cover, or if you do, which we do sometimes, it's okay also. But send me book recs. If any of those you've read and then you've read a similar book also, please, for my birthday, that's what I want. Is you to just DM me amazing book recs. Maybe we'll like post something to the story of like drop some book recs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sean and I will pull up our TBR.
Yep. I feel like
All
my
right.
TBR is so long and all I'm reading is Sarah J. Maas, but that's okay.
You
I'm
got it,
excited.
girl.
No, I know it's fine. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening to today's episode. Everybody go say happy birthday to Casidy on Instagram. And you guys can follow the pod or subscribe depending on where you're listening. You can follow the Instagram at thereandback.pod. You can follow our individual Instagrams, also linked down below. And if you're feeling up to it, you can rate and review. It helps us out, helps the podcast grow. It's really one of the best things you guys can do if you want to support the pod. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode on Tuesday.
In the next episode, I'll have to actually recap my birthday with you guys because it hasn't happened yet. So we'll give a little recap. I do have a little B-Day dinner planned, so we will recap. And I can probably show my fourth wing that Connor got me in the next episode, which is going to be so fun. I'm so excited. Connor, it came in yesterday. And I was like, does it look good? He goes, if you don't like it, I'm keeping it for myself. Because Connor did read the book. He was like, this book, he's like, this is insane. So I'm really excited for it. But yeah, so we'll recap that next week, friends.
Sounds good. All right. Oh, right on
Adios.
time. Bye.